So I'm just going to open up the project and explain what I've done, and then I'll go to the other project demo and show you how to do the branching. You have to allow the Flash plugin to work because it relies on the Flash plugin, so it will actually ask me to allow Flash on this site. So if I say open Eko Studio, it asks me, and then I say allow. I'll explain a bit while it's loading. So yeah, you have the nodes, and the nodes are pretty easy, drag and drop, and I will show you when I construct it. Now you can click on any node and it will show you up here what the node is. You can give it a name. You can choose an asset for it. Now if only a video can be selected, it will not show you the graphic assets. Or if only a graphic can be selected, it won't show you the video assets, like this one here. Now the start one, you might have to do a tricky loop to actually keep the logo for some time. But I'll show you how to do the loops and wait for interaction. So this is how you build your tree, basically dragging and dropping a branch from here, adding a node from here. We'll do that in a minute. And as you go forward, you can change the properties. You can even say, hey, this video, I've got a text file. You can drop text files here. So all your assets, you drop them here on the left side. And then you can say, yeah, the text that goes as a subtitle for this video, I'm going to choose it here. So when you double click on something, when you double click on this, you will see the properties of that. Now to see the actual node and just descriptions, you close this. Okay, very simple enough. When you double click, you will see the properties of this guy. So this guy opening is going to choose video. You can see here it is. There's an auto selection on. So when it comes to opening, it will automatically go to choose video. There's a timer here. I don't need the timer. I've turned it off, but I can just delete it. Yes, there's a timer here that appears. You can show the timer. You can hide the timer. These are to align elements like buttons, and we'll look at that in a second. So when I go to choose video, you can see I've got these two buttons here. If I click on them, I can press Control and click on both of them. I can align them left, bottom, top, and stuff like that, you know. So very similar to what you do in other software. I'm just going to get it back to my left, right. But yeah, you have all sorts of tools here. Enable menu layer here is I'll show you what it is. You have something like a menu layer, but I've disabled it overall. But what the menu layer does is, if you turn it on and you go to edit, you will get a mobile responsive menu. You know the kind of menu that appears? Yeah, see this one? If you click on this, you can transform. Basic transformations are move, rotate, scale, make it transparent. It doesn't matter where you go. You go to After Effects, you go to Premiere, you go to 3D Studio Max, Flash. You can always take an element, move it, rotate it, scale it, change its opacity. You can also apply materials to it. Now here it is called a style. So you can go to style and say, hey, actually I want these type of arrows. So this one becomes a cross, and this one, which is normally down, will go up. You can choose one kind of style. You can also make your own style. So you can click on this one and then drag and drop. And I'll show that to you with the buttons. These buttons, again, you can style them. Now this is only if you want a menu where you can jump to one of the many nodes directly, okay? I've turned it off. So for now, I've turned the menu off. But you can have 20 nodes and your menu can jump to 20 places. Now when you come here, You have two branches. I'm going to construct this tree for you in a second. So node 1 and node 2, these are nodes which can hold videos, right? This is the decision maker. So any decision making arrow in the flowchart where a decision is going to happen, a bifurcation or a trifurcation is going to happen, you need some kind of a video which continues from the previous one and will continue into the next one. I mean, in terms of edit sense, it should be continuous. There should be some continuity, and you can keep it looping until a user chooses one of the two. Now let's see. In this one, I have choose video, which is one button. I actually have three buttons. This one I've removed the button and looped it. In a second, I'll construct it for you. The second button, node 2, if I go to action, you can see right now it is set to go to node 2 when this node ends. The moment the video ends, it will go there. But I want to make it a click. This one here, if I go to node 1, node 1 also should be a click. And you can see I have disabled auto selection. I don't want it to go automatically. Choose video, no problem. I want it to loop automatically till a click is made. It's important to understand whatever the duration of the video that is going to be dropped here, the last 2.5 seconds, no interaction can be made. The last 2.5 seconds, the buttons are not clickable, and you can sort of adjust the visibility of these buttons. Once the video is there, you have the start and end pointers given to you for each object. I'll just go and see here. So you can see here, you've got this gray checkered. Here, interactive elements will remain visible but not clickable. This is known as the critical time, 2.5 seconds. So you have your opening video, then you have the loopy video where the video loops, maybe somebody tapping on a desk and whatever you have, and then it's waiting for somebody to click. And you choose, okay, choose video automatic, node 1 on click, node 2 on click, node 1 on click, and choose video automatic. I've shown you style and this transform, and I've shown you menu layer. This is where you drag all of your assets. Just drag and drop it. Your 15, 20 videos, your buttons, just drag them and drop them and just use them. I'm going to get out of here and show you how to build the tree. But before that, you have publish settings. So you can go and say, hey, I want this to be private. Okay. This is a private thing, put a password on it, and people will need a password to access it. Because it sits like YouTube pretty much. It just sits there. Otherwise, publicly, people can see the interactive video. But if you want, if that's the case, it can be made public or private. It also, once you publish it, it gives you the code to embed. Just like YouTube gives you HTML code, it gives you an iframe code. You can embed it in any web page. You can embed it in a learning management system. You can embed it anywhere. So you can leave them as private, stick them inside a learning management system, give the user a password inside the learning management system, and it works. For free, I think this is amazing. It does a hell of a lot of things for free. YouTube has tried to do this, but it's very clunky. So if you actually dig down the YouTube editor's manual, you'll find that YouTube allows you to put control points and allows you to jump to control points. There are a few more settings here. The orientation of the video, that's mainly for mobile phones, and aspect ratio and so on. You can set the width and height. I mean, I would play with this. I would probably, I'm expecting the height might take a value of auto, but I haven't checked it. So if you wanted to maintain the aspect ratio, you can set it to auto. So it keeps maintaining the aspect ratio. But I believe it actually does that for you, because if you go to preview, it does a mobile preview for you. And if you publish it, it takes a few hours and generates an HTML for you. I don't want this video to get too long, so I'm just going to exit from here if it doesn't. I threw my first drone video. It was horrible. It just went around in circles. But yeah, that's just to show you what it would look like on a mobile phone. Okay, I'm going to get dizzy now. So I'm going to close this one. But yeah, there you go. There's a video there. and that's in the opening, and it will automatically jump to the next one because there's nothing to say it shouldn't. So let's build this. So I'm going to, I've shown you preview. There's some advanced settings. If you want to be too geeky, you can go inside there and anchor with code. And publish manager, you publish it. I'm just going to go to my projects, go to the other one, and show you how to build the tree. So I'm just going to go to the demo. So to build the tree, I'm going to start with the starting point, add a node. Then I'm going to add 3 nodes. One will go back into that loop, and there'll be 2 to select. So you can see this is the demo I had built, and I'll just build it for you again. Just going to delete all of that. So okay, I start. You can throw your logo in there and put a loop there, but I'll show you how to do that. Otherwise, it just comes here. This can be your opening scene. The moment it starts, it will just go here. That's your opening video. Node name, scene 01, just following a kind of nomenclature I normally use. SC01, SC top to SC99. Your videos can't be more than 30 minutes long, and that's understandable. It defeats the purpose of interactivity if somebody has to sit for 30 minutes and watch. Node title, opening, node summary. I can put the script. Yeah, this is the node summary. Danny is sitting in the jail, so on and so forth. Node subtitles, if I want, if I have a text file to go with it. I think it's a txt file, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100%. So I have this. Now, after scene 1, I'm going to go to an interaction scene. So this is where I'm going to have my choice. I'm going to call it choice. Okay, choice. This is where I have a choice to make. Now, when I'm making this choice, I have 2 choices. And while I'm waiting for the user to choose 1 or 2, I'm going to take this guy, drag it here. So choice is being looped. So node 3 is effectively choice itself. So node 3 is choice itself. Now from here to choice, if I double click, so remember, if I double click, I get the options. If I remove this, I get the timeline for each node, properties for each node. But if I double click, get this. Now I don't need a timer here. So I can delete it. I made a new one. Click here, delete, click here, delete. You can even see the timer. You can position it. You can drag and drop a video. I'm going to drag and drop my video. So you can drag and drop a video. That's it. Bang. So once your tree is ready and your videos are ready, all you have to do is build the tree, drag and drop. And there's my 2.5 seconds during which things are not clickable. But anyway, this one doesn't have the clickable options. When you come to choice, again, you can have a still or something that loops. And you can see here I have node 1, node 2, and choice. Now choice pretty much, let's see here. Choice, I can hide it. I don't want to see the button. I've included it in auto selection. Now it connects on node end, which means when the video comes to the end of this node, it will connect back to itself. Good. Node 2 should connect on a click, and it should not try to go there automatically. Node 1 should not go automatically. In fact, it should also try to connect on a click. So you can see node end and click. These are both click. And I'll come down and see if there's anything hidden there. I have a timer. I don't want the timer. Delete the timer. It gives a timer by default. Oh, once again I did it. I clicked the timer. I clicked the timer add button instead of delete button. So there's a delete dustbin icon there, and you could see the timer was up there. Now, if I want node 1, let me select node 1. Let me just go back to node 1. Sorry, where was it? Just going to go back here, and then I'm going to go to node 1. And you can see the style for node 1. You can choose various button styles, or you can just go to image button and get your nicely designed button from the library and drop it. Just gonna move it down a bit. Then go to node 2. Node 2, I can click it from here. Go to style. Same thing. Click on this. And then drag and drop a button. I can then press Control, select both of these guys and align the tops. And then let me move them down. Same thing, which if you press Shift and move, they go faster. Like most default tools, move it and then use your left hand to try Control Shift, Alt arrow, Shift arrow, something will work. And you can have a background loopy here. So we have got these two going on click, and they will go to these branches. They will. And you can test it initially when you're testing, put some graphic there, put some video there. And choice will keep looping. Let me see if it actually loops. It's going to be a bit boring, but you have to keep trying it because it keeps breaking. The thing is, it is possible. What I did was I went and looked at the videos of what is possible and said, okay, I have to achieve this because this is what people have done with this. People have made buttons. So last time when Azoli asked me if you can make customized buttons, I said no because I didn't know that. But then when I saw people have done it, I went and did it. So it should give me the buttons towards the end. Oh, sorry, there was the opening. I don't have it on the choose video. On the choose, I don't have any video. But there are my buttons and they should stay here until I click on one of them. Okay, the noise was, yes, it has actually worked. But if you had a video here, it would keep on looping. Yeah. And until you click on one of these two. And then, of course, you can just add another branch here. You can come here, add another branch. And you can link it. Just going to make this small. So you can take this one here and link it here. Or after node 1, if you want to go back to the choice, you can go back to the choice, or after node 1, if you want to play node 2, you can come here. If a user selects node 2 and you still want to show them node 1, you can select this. You can come to the end, plus sign, drag and drop it to the beginning here. So you can see, you can do all sorts of things. Or the best thing is just add your next set of options. If there's a choice, then that will be the choice. Then after choice, your two options, and so on and so forth. But whenever you have options, and I shouldn't have done this. Oh, Control Z works, by the way, in this thing. After this, if I have a choice, so that will be my choice video, the one that is looping, and then I will have my choice buttons and the buttons that go to the videos. So you need that choice video, that same DVD style. The background keeps looping until you make a choice. I've shown you menu layers. You can add a background track. You can have design presets. You can save your buttons as presets, and then you can apply presets. This enable menu layer is this one. So you can have it in some places. You don't have to have it everywhere. I've just turned it off. You can turn it on and then selectively have it in some nodes and not in some nodes. So I'm going to end this video here. Hopefully you've got the idea. So it's a classic software. It epitomizes what a good software should be. Don't make the user think too much. So as a user who's doing interactive video, you just want to be able to, this is my video, these are my buttons, go here, go there. Really, really classic software in that sense. So I like it. I like the usability of it. Very few software in about 20 years that I've come across that are so easy to use, where you have the logic of the process and you can apply it. The software sort of follows the logic of the process. So really beautiful. I'm going to stop this recording here. Have fun.